A gospel group formed in 1939, won Grammys deep into the 21st century, turned a Tom Waits song into television scripture, and still sounds like the ceiling might open if they hold one note long enough. Welcome to Music Storytime, where we gently kidnap your algorithm and introduce it to better taste in music. Enjoy the background music in the free usage playlist, you dirty scoundrels. Now continuing today's focus music band, the Blind Boys of Alabama. That is the Blind Boys of Alabama. Crikey, that is not a career arc. That is a mountain range. The Blind Boys of Alabama began at the Alabama Institute for the Negro Deaf and Blind, which already gives their story a kind of miraculous gravity before a single note leaves the room. Over more than 8 decades, they did not just survive changing eras, trends, and formats. They kept turning them into fresh territory. That is what makes them so thrilling. This is not heritage music sitting politely behind velvet rope. This is living fire with excellent harmony. Start with Amazing Grace, because when the Blind Boys of Alabama get hold of a standard, they do not just dust it off and place it in a museum case. They reanimate it. Their version bends the song into a different emotional shape, pairing sacred certainty with this broad, cinematic rise that makes the familiar feel suddenly new again. It is the kind of performance that reminds you why a song becomes standard in the first place. Not because it is old, but because it can keep surviving new weather. Then there is Way Down in the Hole, which might be one of the most marvelous crossover lane changes in modern gospel history. Yes, this is the version many people know from The Wire, but even without that television halo, it stands on its own beautifully. The Blind Boys take the song's warning and make it feel older, heavier, and holier all at once. It is part sermon, part street corner caution, part slow-moving thundercloud. If you want to hear how this group could step into secular material and still sound fully rooted in church-bred authority, this is the track. And then, Spirit in the Sky, which gives the whole set a different kind of glow. This is where their sense of joy really flashes. The Blind Boys of Alabama were brilliant at this particular trick, making songs feel communal without making them bland, expansive without losing the grit in the wood. Spirit in the Sky feels open, warm, and sky-facing in a way that never gets sugary. It has lift, but it also has earth under its shoes. One of the wildest things about this group is how naturally they crossed boundaries. Gospel, roots, television audiences, festival crowds, collaborations with artists from all over the musical map. Most acts that last this long become historical artifacts. The Blind Boys kept sounding current because they never lost the center of what made them powerful. The voices stayed human, lived in, weathered, and enormous. That kind of authority cannot be manufactured. You have to earn it note by note, decade by decade. And there is something deeply charming about how adventurous they remained. A group with this much history could easily have spent years coasting on reverence alone. Instead, they kept making bold choices, taking on unexpected material, and reminding everyone that spiritual music is not supposed to feel trapped. It is supposed to move. So when you line up Amazing Grace, Way Down in the Hole, and Spirit in the Sky, you get 3 radiant angles on the Blind Boys of Alabama. One lifts, one warms, one shines. Together they show a group that can turn harmony into force, faith into motion, and a room full of air into something so charged, it feels like the walls themselves have started listening.